As promised from the previous episode, let's check out what's her ideal dream dish. Here we go.
Speaking of like currently, do you have like any foods that you want to cook that you want to challenge but you haven't done it before? Yeah.
Ooh, gotta be croissant. Croissant.
Oh, croissant.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's so it looks simple, but it's not. Like the process behind it is just hours and hours of process. I do want to challenge myself to do it, but do I really want to challenge myself to do it?
Why not?
I'm not sure if I have that time of the day. Yeah.
So if technically speaking, which part of making the croissant is the hardest for you? Like what makes it so challenging for you?
So you have to be with the measurement, it has to be exact. And then like for example, the fold of the croissant has to be like how many layers do you want it to be, and the texture of the dough as well, and the butter, like do you want to mold your own butter or are you gonna buy pre-made like square butter? Like and also you have to wait a long time for it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it looks delicious and it looks simple, but it's actually not. Yeah. This is something I didn't realize, man. I really thought that croissant is just like any other breads out there where it takes only a few hours to complete, but it's not. Okay, so speaking of the measurements, right? There's a saying goes like those really professional cooks, they don't actually measure all the compositions accordingly to be too scientific with their measurements. Instead, they just use their sixth sense to mix everything up. So, is this true, or do you think that this is just a marketing thing or something?
If you want to talk about, I mean, I'm no professional. Please correct if I'm wrong. But based of experience, when it comes to cooking, then yes, you can be free with it. Like there's no, I mean, like there is measurements, but you can eyeball it. Which is why I prefer cooking. But when it comes to baking pastries and cakes or whatnot, like anything that involves baking, I'm pretty sure you have to be exact, because even my executive chefs in Grand Hyatt, they all use measurements. They may not use cups. They don't use cups measurements, but they use they weigh their stuff with grams, kilograms, and kilos. So there's a truth behind that, but also not really. Yeah.
So I think it really goes down to who you are making the food for. Because it's not worth risking the food for your customers, right? But I mean, if for casual purposes, I think that should be fine. Yeah. All right. Interesting, I guess.
Right. Seeing the bakery shops, right, and also maybe restaurants, they're expanding quite fast because due to they have more and more branches. Do you think that there's a certain way to maintain the quality of food or pastries while expanding their business? Like how would you balance between how do you prioritize between the customer's preferences or like your own set of quality standards for your food or pastries?
When it comes to preferences, my personal belief is you can't please everyone's preferences. But quality standard is definitely very, very important, because let's say you're making croissant, right? Yes, for sure you can use the affordable and cheap butter to make croissant, but the outcome will not be the same. And let's take another example, chocolate. if you want to make a chocolate cake, yes, you can use like the cheap chocolate that you buy from the supermarket, but again, the taste, the outcome will be different if you use store-bought chocolate, the one from Belgium. So I guess it's important for companies to have like a team, operational teams to check their quality standards. Like in Grand Hyatt, they do have that team that comes in daily just to check, like, are you guys doing the right thing? Are you guys using the right ingredients? Or are you guys like keeping up with your hygiene and stuff like that? Yeah. But as for preferences, there's not much. I mean, like, yes, we can please a lot of people preferences, but we can't please everyone's preferences. Yeah.
So have frequent quality controls check, and also would you actually carry out some market research, like expanding your food range to be updated to their customers' preferences? You would, right?
Yeah.
To expand like your the customer base, like different stages.
That's a good question. I guess yes, if you're like a startup companies and you can ask people what they like and what they don't, what they want for this season. But as for bigger corporation, I think it'll be harder for them to do that market research. But rather, what they would do is do research among themselves, between the chefs, like do the research amongst themselves. But as for a smaller company, then yes, you can go out and ask the public, hey, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Yeah. But one thing I wanted to say is trend die. They don't last. Like we had this bubble tea trend, and it was going on for a while, and every single food company, every single restaurant were coming out with their own boba and stuff, but they die in the end. So it's important for you to have something unique and not just follow the trend.
Like your signature dish.
Yep, definitely. Like for example, in Grand Hyatt, we have 38 signature cake. If you guys have a chance, like ever have a chance to go to 38, you guys should try the 38 signature cake. It's something else, like out of this world.
Is it chocolate or?
Yeah, it's a chocolate mousse cake. Yeah.
Okay, definitely on my bucket list now. Now, moving on to, that's enough for the technical questions. Moving on to something more sentimental. May I know what's the hardest hardship that hit you deeply throughout your culinary or pastry journey?
Through my pastry journey, it was definitely starting up, buying the ingredients, designing everything by myself, and delivering everything by myself, like doing it single, like on my own. It felt like too much. It felt like nobody's there to help me, you know. But yes, the hardest part was definitely starting up, and the fear of like, what if like this don't work out? What if nobody buys from me? But thank God, the what ifs did not happen, and yeah, it was just me overthinking. Yeah.
So at that time, did your family or friends help you, like support you by making large orders or something, or promoting on their like social media pages? Because I remember promoting for you too.
Thank you. Yeah, my family and friends definitely helped me a lot by sharing with their friends, by buying, by placing orders, by spreading the words, which I'm really, really, really grateful for. And Minnie was one of the people that helped me with promotion, so thank you so much for that. and I'm fortunate enough to have people around me that shows me constant support and love. So yeah, they do help.
You also have what's the largest tax orders that you've received?
My largest pack order was last year Christmas. It was from one of my returning customers. She placed an order of 156, like to 160 packs of shepherd's pie, and I had to do that on my own. I mean, my parents helped, but mostly on my own, and I had to deliver it as well. And yeah, that was my largest. Yeah.
I can't imagine how long it took you to finish the order.
Yeah, it took me, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days, like including preparations, including deliveries and stuff. Yeah.
Actually, have you ever felt bored of cooking, like to a point where I know you are very passionate about cooking, right? But have you ever felt too daunting for you to a point where you have the thought of giving up that pops up in your mind because of some hardships or because of some harsh comments given by your friends or given by other strangers? Have you ever experienced that?
Feeling like quitting, no, but feeling sad and disappointed at myself, yes. Because I do that purposely to myself. I would ask my customers, hey, what's your honest thoughts on my food? Like, be brutally honest, be as mean as Gordon Ramsay if you have to, because I do genuinely want to improve my recipe, because it will be ignorant of me to think that my recipe is perfect, because obviously it's not. But yeah, I've never felt like quitting, but I do feel disappointed at myself. Like, I always feel like there's room for improvements, but yeah.
Do you have any friends or families that you want to appreciate for being with you all this time until you achieve who you are currently?
I do want to appreciate my family, obviously, my sisters, my mom, my dad, my brother, Min Yi as well for sticking out with me since PAC. And I do want to appreciate one customer in particular, Mrs. Lee. She was the one that placed the huge order, the 160 pack order. She's the definition of a gift from God. When she placed that huge order, I was actually in a financial hardships that I was going through, and I really needed money during that time. I was like, God, make way, please, like, send someone, like, I need money right now. And like, it was really, really sudden. She texted me like, hey, can you make these orders for me? I'm planning to give orphans some food. And I said yes. And not only she paid me the whole price of the food that she ordered, but she also gave me a huge amount of tips. She paid like 2,500, and it was way more than the real price of the food that she was buying. And I was so in awe at how God was working, because I like 2,500 is like it's higher than our minimum wage salary, and I was just like thankful for that. I really appreciate her kind gesture for doing that. Yeah.
Do you trust law of attraction?
Law of attraction, well, kind of, yeah. Like, you attract what you, I mean, like, you attract, yeah.
I guess that you attract Mr. Is it Mr. C?
Mrs. Lee. Yeah.
Mr. C. You attract his, her help, her generosity, because you're working so hard for what you're trying to aim for, like financial wise, and then you attract your frequency of working hard attracted her, and it just kind of helped in your way. So in a sense, it's your own effort that's trying to help that help yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just curious, right? To like attract more customers to buy the food that you cook, right? Do you like do dressings on your food, like special dressing to attract more customers to buy it?
Dressing as in
Like how do you say this? Huh?
Plating, packaging, is it?
Yeah.
honestly, not really. I wasn't when I started this business, it was before Grand Hyatt, so I wasn't the best with plating. I wasn't the best with creative stuff. But what I did was to attract customer was I used the Instagram advertisement. So I paid for the advertising and stuff. A friend of mine helped promote it. YB Sadiq, he helped promote it on his Instagram and Twitter. So that attracted a lot of customers from his side as well. But in terms of plating, I wasn't the best, to be honest. Yeah.
But then, do you learn it during your pastry like lessons and stuff?
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot from Grand Hyatt, working firsthand how to plate stuff. But the plating that I learned from Grand Hyatt is no way related to what I'm selling. But yeah.
I see.
Apart from generosity from your customers, have you ever had anyone who doubted the quality of food, or just anyone in particular that doubted that you couldn't make a success of what you started?
Anyone?
Anyone?
Myself.
Huh?
I'm thankful to have supportive friends and family around me, but not thankful that I have myself that always doubt myself, which is something that I have to work on. But yeah, I doubted myself, but yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, but in terms of other people, no, not really, because yeah, people around me are very supportive.
Did you tend to overthink a lot? Like
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It keeps me up at night, like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do in 5 years if I don't succeed? What am I gonna do? Blah blah blah. But yeah, I tend to overthink a lot. But when I do overthink, I will just try to shut it out, pray, and yeah.
yeah, I mean it's very important to have someone to listen to all your thoughts in your mind, man.
Very, very important. Yeah.
I guess maybe you can try not to be that harsh on yourself. Like if you you're treating you're for example, you're me. I mean I'm you, and then I'm overthinking, and then I'm just being harsh on myself. But if you take yourself out of your own perspective from a third person, and you'll be like, why would she treat herself that harsh? Why is she treat her own self like that? So sometimes it might be harming to your mental health like that. But constant, let's say, like if you're seeking for constant improvisation, then that's okay, but not about doubting yourself when your friends are so supportive of yourself. Yeah, if you doubt yourself, how can others be supportive of you, of your business, or whatever you're trying to do? Right?
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, that's
you're
amazing.
amazing. Don't be so. No.
Just be yourself.
My motto is like fake it till you make it. If people don't know me, they would think I have everything together, but no, I don't. I just fake it. I just portray that I have everything together when I don't. Yeah, but it's a learning process, and yeah, that's a really great advice, really. Thank you.
It's not an advice, just a sharing.
Yeah, but still appreciate it.
One asks, like, how do you define success, and how far you think you are away from where you want to be?
I define success through being financially free, without having to worry about anything financial related. And how far? Very far. I have a long way to go, and it will take a while, but yeah, I'm working on it one step at a time. And also, I define success by being happy. And people say money can't buy happiness. What are you talking about? What are you on? Uh, like, honestly, you need money to survive. You need money to pay rent. You need money for food. Like, you say money can't buy happiness. How are you supposed to be happy without food? How are you supposed to be happy without basic necessities? And by basic necessities, you need money for it. Even just like a little bit, it still needs money. Yeah.
So the level of wealth that you are talking about is just to the extent of sufficing your basic needs, or to the point where you want to live a sumptuous life, like you have all the most expensive things in the world. Is it to that extent, or just want a basic life, where a fulfilling and basic life that gets you through the day with no hassle?
I wouldn't say till an extent where I live a super luxurious life, where I go to Dubai just to eat dinner. Not to that extent, but I do want to be financially free enough to support myself, my family, and giving back to others. Like, because I'm a person who I love treating my friends, and yeah, so I need, until that extent. Yeah, I don't need like a super luxurious life, like super rich Kim Kardashian level. I just need to be free enough for stuff that, like, for myself and my family and my friends.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, sometimes money just blinds us, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that time when you reach where you want to be, like you're able to suffice, you're able to put out with yourself and then your family, you're treating your friends. Is there any more other stuff apart from all of these you want to achieve? Like, would you go into, like, what you mentioned just now, political science?
Political science. It's definitely still in my mind, because I want to be, oh my gosh, it's gonna sound so cliche, and I'm so sorry. I want to be part of change. And I don't know if you know this, but Undi 18 is currently suing the Malaysian government for not allowing young people to vote. And it still saddens me till this day that young people here don't have much voice to do stuff. But that was out of topic, I'm sorry. But I definitely want to, oh my gosh,
Make a change.
yeah, make a change and buy a house somewhere relaxing, like Bali or something. And, like, because it's my parents' dreams to like move there and retire there, so I want to make that happen for them. Yeah.
You're such a filial daughter. This is some extra question. What kind of motivation or inspiration you wish to provide to our audience?
Never doubt yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself. I'm speaking to myself right now. So if you are going through some period of self-doubt, if you are feeling lost, if you are ever feeling like, hey, nobody really loves me, if you feel unloved, you don't feel belonged, know that they are all lies in your head. It's not real. It's only real in your head. So you gotta get out of that thought process. And I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, but one step at a time. You gotta start by loving yourself. And sometimes these things can look like not showering for a day, and some people will think you're unhygienic. But to be honest, it's just they are going through some mental health problems. Like, you don't judge people for not call people lazy for not doing that. It's just a sign that they need help. And yeah, just be kinder to yourself, and you get through it. Like, in 5 years, you'll think back like, hey, oh my gosh, I worried about that. What the heck? It was nothing. Gosh. Yeah, be kinder to yourself. Love yourself. And know that you're loved.
Yeah, so do you care about the comments given by others? Like, for example, you are doing the culinary thing in your own style, that you have a guidance for yourself. But somehow some of the people whom you are close with are giving harsh comments on all your things. So are you willing to accept their comments to change yourself, or do you still want to have a faith in your own style of making things and go on with it? Even though you are pretty sure that whatever you are doing is right, but they just tend to doubt it. But you are pretty sure. So it creates a dilemma for you. So if in this case, what are you going to do?
If it's a lot of people saying the same thing, and it's not just one people, then yes. No matter how much you think you're right, sometimes it's just you in your head. You can't be right all the time. But if it's just one person criticizing you and the other people saying that you're doing great, then keep on doing what you're doing. But if everyone else, like if it's more than let's say 2 people saying the same thing, like, hey, maybe you should change this up, but at the same time you feel like, hey, I'm doing this right, like, why are they saying these things? Then at that point you're just being ignorant. You're not willing to learn, you're not willing for change. And that is something that is an attitude that you shouldn't have. You should always be willing for change, willing to grow, and willing to accept criticism from people.
So what if you were told by someone that, like just now you mentioned that you like the fusions of Western Malaysia food, something, right? So what if someone told you that this kind of method has no future and you have to change to something else instead, which you have no interest in, but it might have a bigger field of audience, like bigger field of customers who are after those kind of food. So how would you do? Like, how would you juggle between these two? Will you go for your own passions, or will you cope yourself with what the market wants and doing something that you are not really interested in?
I would definitely, if that's the case, I would definitely go for what I'm passionate about, because like I said, I can't please everyone's preferences, and this is, at the end of the day, this is my idea, and I believe there is going to be a market for it, even though it's not going to be as huge as the other market, but I will find my people. The word will spread on its own, and maybe be a trendsetter. Like, the market is not big enough yet because there's no trendsetter yet. So maybe I could be a trendsetter for this East Malaysian plus Western cuisines.
Yeah, I think, for me, if I were you, I think I would do the same thing. Like, don't be judged by others, right? It is so miserable to live by others.
Yeah. What others think of is none of your concern, man. Like, what you're doing, you definitely achieve what you try to be.
Yeah, don't have to please everyone.
Yeah, one last extra question. something fun, just like something fun. If you were to be a movie character,
Oh,
which character would you be?
a movie. Does it have to be a movie? Can it be a show?
Can be a show or just any character.
Okay. Do you guys watch Riverdale? No, not sorry, wrong show. Again, cut that. Do you guys watch Lucifer?
Heard about it?
Heard about it.
So
Yeah,
it's a
on
show
Netflix.
on Netflix
Yeah.
about Lucifer. I really want to be Ella, one of the detective. She's really funny, but at the same time, I really want to be Chloe Decker as well, which is not gonna spoil a lot, but Chloe Decker is someone important to Lucifer. She is the change that Lucifer needs. So Chloe Decker, definitely. And also Gina from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, I love Gina. She's funny. Yeah. And she doesn't care about what people think, and she just does her own things, and her personality just stands out. Like, yeah.
Like I really salute these kind of people. They just do their own and give no shit to.
Yeah.
Right, just
Like sometimes I can't even like do it, to be honest. Like maybe it's the way we were educated. Like we have to please everyone, we have to follow the social norms and what, which are all, I mean, in certain sense it's correct, but in the long term it's just miserable, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. We in school we're taught to act certain ways and not encouraged to talk about politics, not encouraged to be involved in certain things, and I just think it hinders the growth of like the students. It hinders our growth. I mean, I learned about a lot of stuff quite late in life because of the way we were taught in schools.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so yeah, education system definitely plays a role in who we are right now. Yeah.
Culture, educations, our background, a lot of things need to be factored in.
Yeah, and in schools, like people in schools are normalizing a lot of racial slurs, and the K word, the S word. It's all normalized in schools, and even I wasn't aware that it was a racial slur. Like that was how bad our awareness were in terms of racism, that I didn't know the K word was actually a racial slur. Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's finger crossed for a better future, I guess.
Yeah,
definitely.
to achieve that, I guess what we can do is to educate each other and share our knowledge about it, share awareness about it.
Yep.
When Kai, have anything else to ask?
Yeah, currently no. Yeah.
Okay. If not, that will be the end of our podcast for today. I just want to say thank you again to Selina. You definitely taught us a lot about pastries, culinary arts today. Like, it's not just what we think we perceive it to be. It's not that easy. Like a simple dish of croissant has a lot of layers to go through. And you making the orders, it takes you 3 days to make 150 packs, all that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Man, I mean, I really learn a lot from you, man. Like the life goals that you have, the mindsets that you possess to do things. I mean, that's not something easy to achieve. I think I definitely have a long way to go before I can be who I want. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, one step at a time. We all have a long way to go. Yeah.
Let's do this, man.
Yeah.
All right then. Thanks, Selina, again for the sharing session and also information. Yeah, if you guys want to check her Instagram profile, we'll link it down below. Selina Estrala. Thank you.
See you guys in the next episode.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
There's been times when I thought about giving up, but I never did.